Good evening, everybody. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back to Essentials. Welcome back to ETF2L Season 50, the first. It is week 3. We've actually managed to finally get back on a normal schedule. It is the third week that we are doing coverage, and it's the third week 3 match. Can you believe it? Anyway, it's Joey GUNZ versus the Ender Pearls that we're going to be witnessing tonight. First of all, hi, I'm Cerny, joined by JMX on production and Juan on the mic. How you doing, man? How you feeling about this one?
I'm doing amazing. I just played 2 hours of World of Warcraft.
Hell yeah.
That's all you could ask for, you know.
That's life, man.
The sun is not shining because it's dark outside, but we just got a bunch of snow. It looks great.
You get snow up there? That's crazy. We don't get that here.
There's like a snowstorm and everything. They like shut down a bunch of stuff today. Not here though. We're completely fine, but other places in Denmark. Lots of snow.
Oh well. Let's talk about the game, right? There's a game as well. This should actually be an interesting match, I think, as far as like the skill level of these teams is concerned. And right, like, we got the Yak VNC basic team, except right now they don't have their soldiers. They don't have Tiram. He's getting subbed in today, and obviously KN has left that team a while ago. But it's basically that team. And then on the other end, you have Smile's current project team, who have been punching, I think, above their weight. Just like last season, the Smile team punched above its weight. There seems to be like a running theme with these projects that he's got going on nowadays. And I feel like this could be a potentially, at least, interesting matchup.
Yeah, I think the biggest sort of note for me in this game is that we have Mercs on either side. Or I say Mercs at least for the side of Joey GUNZ. They're going to have their original soldier player Warped, who cannot unfortunately make it to LAN. So has been sort of replaced, I guess, is the not nice way of putting it, but I can't think of the other word to describe what's happened. Alov coming in instead for him, but then unfortunately Tiram not able to make it tonight, so Warped is in the server anyway. And then we look across the board over to the Ender Pearls, and they're going to have, instead of the usual medic Auto, Pachuli's going to be playing, and I also see a Rotature on the server. So, on that soldier class as well.
I don't know. Has he played at all for them? Actually, the seasons where I'm not sure. They cycle through their roster, because I mean, obviously Smile is playing today, which
Smile is actually allegedly not playing. Cerny, we did not do our research. Rochester's just on the roster.
Yeah, he is. He's on the roster. It's just
he's
a matter
also
of,
like one of their main players.
Yeah, he actually played last week.
Yeah.
And the week before. So it's Matty standing in for Smile, I suppose, who did get put on the roster just now. I don't know, like, I guess they just like put players on the teams now. They don't even merc anymore. They just put them all on the team anyway.
Yeah.
There's no mercing anymore. But yeah, so they're missing like a key player. That is something to consider, right? Because Smile, I feel like, is kind of like a big part of the brains of that team usually. At least last season when they were playing under the I forgot the name of the team already, but when they're playing under that banner, I feel like he was kind of like a big core factor of that team, right? So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to affect this tonight.
He definitely did lift a lot of the calling on that team. He sort of helped propel his team forwards. I think it was sort of the main sort of big surprises on that team were him and Andy Dude. Fortunately not here. Honestly, though, I'm quite excited to see Mathis back. It's been a while since Mathis has kind of contested at the top level, or even just in general, right? He's sort of been hanging out. I know playing a little bit of Simon D-mixes every now and then, but not more than that. So to see him back in Prem is going to be interesting to see how he fares, if he's still got it, or if he's washed, who knows. Back in the day, obviously, Methods had very, very good DM. Sort of his main selling point, at least for me, is he had very, very good rockets. See if he still has those in this game. I'm not going to lie, Sonny, I think there's a world where this is close. But let's look at the players here a little bit, right? I'm looking at a matchup where I would expect, if I look at this Ender Pearls team, I'm looking at one man and it starts with an A and it ends with an E and he's playing Scout.
Yeah.
And I would really imagine that he sort of would want to run over this game. My only question is, the last time we saw Joey GUNZ play, they just, like, went demon mode. I don't know how else to put it. Like, everyone played every class at all times. It was insane. It was like I was watching a Highlander game. They're just constantly off-classing, all of them, to different things. Vanu loves themselves. Both a bit of Spy, a bit of Sniper, a bit of Heavy, a bit of Engineer, to be honest, a bit of Mini-Senji Engineer, to be more specific.
True.
And then the Eureka effect as well. Yak Go Spy.
We aren't seeing any cough today, so that might throw a bit of a, might throw a wrench into those plans, pun unintended. might not be seeing as much, but I guess it's gonna depend. Yeah, the Varnu chaos factor is always something you need to really consider with these Varnu Yak teams, right? There's always gonna be a factor like that, and they've been more successful with that on the VNC combinations, right? When you have like Yak, the mastermind, the strategy book coming into play as well. So who knows how they respond to that chaos, right? I feel like a lot of Ender Pearls is going to revolve around how much can you tank up Andy and how much work can he get done just off the back of that, and then have the rest of the team obviously back that up as best as they can, right? And then versus, you know, a pretty well-established Chaos team combo. I do agree. I think Joey GUNZ is probably going to be the favorite here, naturally, but I do want to see if the Pearls can punch above their weight anyway. That would be quite something to behold, especially considering they're not going to LAN. So they can just be like the online upset team.
Yeah, the online, we're too scared to come to Poland because we're scared of the Americans in Europe, so we're going to sit at home and cry like a little baby team. I was going to keep going with that metaphor, but then I decided against it. Sonny, can you tell me like a map score prediction here, actually?
Right.
You've already given me the team you expect to win. Who's going to do it?
I think it might be a little slow, so it's probably gonna not go to round times, like round wins. It's probably just gonna be like a 4-2, maybe something like that. And in that realm, like a 2-round difference, whether it's 4-2 or 3-1, or even just 2-0. I think it's gonna be up to how fast the first couple of rounds go. That being said, we're about to start, unless they're baiting us, and I hope that they've got the config right as well, because teams have been struggling with that for this season. We cut a minute off the round timer. I think it was actually a while ago, but people are still not quite aware of that. Anyway, they're getting started. Map 1 of Metalworks is a go. We're gonna have to see if Joey GUNZ can, well, come back from losing to the Maggots last week, or Ender Pearls will be the upsetters and continue that losing streak for them, I suppose, as the first mid-fight unfolds before our very eyes.
Already on mid, and there's a lot of early damage. Rochester actually just instantly shut down by Varnu, tagged up as 7 pity at the moment. Ming, of course, is going to be Juno, who comes in with a follow-up kill onto Nikki, so that's just 2 kills coming out instantly. No positioning whatsoever there for the Ender Pearls on mid. Even Ubers, though. I wonder, how do we even push this? You have 1 pick? Are you going to go for this?
It's feasible. Ubers are still equal, though, so you gotta worry about that, obviously. Pachuli's no slouch, getting that built up as well, so there's gonna be the defense to go up against here. And the Pearls are well aware of the situation. They're gonna hold these just as well, and even if it's a mid-win, it's not a very decisive one. You're gonna have to work for this the old-fashioned way, and well, Matthew's being a bit aggressive there as well, just delaying the time even so much longer, right? They're not getting set up for bombs just yet. They got the sniper in play. Arnu is ready with that one already, straight off the bat. First attempt here. We'll see if there's an angle that can actually achieve something with this, because, I mean, this lower angle is cheesy, right? You're not really getting anything, but if somebody drops down, they're cooked. Now you're gonna try to the other side as well. I mean, fair enough. Even just getting a scout pick here, it opens things up. There you go, Nikki out of the equation. Might just open the side line up ever so slightly more, maybe prompt something out of the side of the Ender Pearls. Counter aggression or something like that. Push this back, but they can only do so much, and they have to be careful, because Varnu's a dangerous sniper. Oh!
Yeah, there's another headshot there onto Rochester pretty much immediately. Math is super low as well. This spam from the side of Joey GUNZ is very, very impactful here. You can see the medic actually just running forward, truly wanting to take that trade. So onto the sniper it goes, and actually, these flashes are coming back and forth. I don't actually know if anyone really gains any positioning whatsoever off of this Uber trade. All it really does is eliminate Uber from either side. Math is still low. Has to go back into lobby, but it just keeps the beam on to Varnu here, who can sit and stare at a soldier behind a wall. So don't tell the happens about that.
No, it's gonna be so-so. A little body shot there. Eventually the sniper gets taken out, but Matthews has to pay for it, so it's still just a trade at the end of the day. Counter aggression coming through as well. Andy gets taken out of the equation, and it's looking a little dicey here for the Ender Pearls. That's 2 of your key players eliminated on that little alleyway flank side. All of that for a sniper. So that's a nice opportunity for Joey GUNZ to really bring the pressure forward here as well, if they can. Just bully themselves in here. Warp does go down for his troubles, but still probably good enough to at least get them a bit of ground, a bit of delay here. Not like the Ender Pearls are going to do much in a counter aggression. Maybe a sack forward, maybe some sort of... God. What is Andy doing? Okay, no, he's just checking. I was going to actually play.
I was so excited for a second.
That would have been so amazing. Unfortunately, that's not happening. Anyway, there's like a fight happening in this lobby area, actually, and it looks like Ender Pearls are winning somehow.
Yeah, this is a crazy fight happening on mid. They've just found 2 kills for free here. Varnu, Alov both going down means that this is kind of scary here. For the side of Joey GUNZ, they cannot stay in on middle, so instead they're going to back off. get on to their own second, and this is Annapol's taking mid for free, but oh my. Vanu does not like playing Scout today, or in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, swapping onto Spy.
Very respectable. If it's the one class you're giving up is Scout, then I don't think anybody's gonna blame you for it. But it's gonna be a Spy play now out of Varnu, already cloaked up, sneaking in behind. Nobody's gonna be aware of this one. Nobody's gonna be expecting this one, really. I mean, Andy was checking earlier, obviously, so they know the counterplay for Varnu. Yeah, unfortunately, decloaked at a very bad time, but Julie just immediately spots about. What can you do? It's just unfortunate timing sometimes. But this opens up the counter aggression for the Ender Pearls. Matthew's already in with the charge forward. Luca there to follow it up as well. They're just bullying these Joey Guns players back, but it doesn't matter for the Joey Guns players either, even if they would have had an Uber, because Doey just drops. And the Uber comes out for the side of Ender Pearls as they just charge straight into last. Andy's trying to take this as far as he can. There goes Juno out of the equation as well. 3 players alive, none of them healing, so it's going to be a war of attrition. Even with the Pyro coming out, I don't think they're going to have a good chance of holding this one at this point, as the round will go the way of the Ender Pearls.
Yeah, that's a round-ending drop from Doey there. Unfortunately, unable to really find that follow-up. Pop in lobby just loses that medic, and the second that you lose a medic in a position like that, right, the rest of the team already so low in lobby, and it just allows the Ender Pearls to push that forwards. So much damage dealt with an Uber charge as well. It is the easiest and simplest lost cap in the world. So 1-0 now, Ender Pearls looking quite strong. Joey Guns are going for the chaos, and it's not really clicking quite yet.
Not quite yet. Maybe you should stick to the normal play for a little while longer before whipping out the spies and then getting unlucky with your plays. Anyway, new mid fight, new me. Perhaps Joey Guns having a bit of a better experience this time. Barnu already in 2 health, but still living. And the rest of the Ender Pearls not really finding any follow-up damage onto that either, so nobody's dying yet whatsoever, actually. Warp is the first to fall for the side of Joey Guns here. It took a lot to get that done, though, and it's still a messy fight all over the place. There goes the second soldier with Alv out of the equation, traded out for Radisher on the other side, and it's enough for the Ender Pearls to muscle out this win on mid. It's not decisive by any means, but it's enough to get them that. Enough to send Joey Guns running for the hills, trying to defend, or set themselves up much rather for a second defense. Which, well, they'll try, but they're still gonna be missing a soldier as well, coming up the same time as about Radisher did as well, so it's an opportunity perhaps. Yeah, Matty's already at least trying for a little bit there, but not quite getting the angle necessarily. Just gonna have to play this slowly, I suppose. They're gonna try this the old-fashioned, methodical way instead.
Bomb coming in here from Mathis, actually.
It's pretty big, actually.
Oh my god!
Oh
wait,
my
Doey.
god!
Oh, okay.
Nice surfs, though.
It's nice surfs, but like, oh my god. They're like 2 rockets away there from just dropping an Uber once again. And spelling disaster for Joey Guns. So that's a very deep sack in from Mathis. See Joey Guns attempting to take space. The setup from Ender Pearls on mid is pretty good. So it's kind of hard to actually get in. Decent damage early on to Julie. Only spammed down to 100 health, so he can just heal right back up, and aggression immediately counteracted. No real sack coming in for the side of Joey Guns either. Anu now leaving the name, the alias of Pibby behind, revealing their true form.
Finally realizing, wait a minute, there's like a rule about this, technically. Oh,
Trying to avoid a minor warning. Happens.
It's okay, it's whatever. They can deal with it. We understand, it's funny. Either way, all this led to is just a bit of a reset here, right? Matty's gonna try it again, high bomb once more, but this time they're more aware of it. Yeah, the positioning a lot better for Joey Guns, Doey in a much safer position as well, and Andy might actually just get caught here, just narrowly escaping from the spam around the corner. So that time it didn't quite work, but at least the sack was aborted well enough, right? Nothing really happened, no death, so you can retry again if you so desire. Maybe just muscle your way in with some spam instead. If you can just get a good bit of damage, a cheeky pick perhaps, that can open things up so much on this Metalworks second, right? It's the tough one to bust. It's not the easiest thing. You really have to bet on the soldier bomb working out. Matthews again in. Nice little air shot there onto Yak. Okay, he hits those. He might have beefed the medic frag, but he gets that one, and that opens things up nicely. They did lose Nikki on the other side, though, so they still have to worry about this counter aggression coming through.
It's Rochester finding a cleanup kill there onto Warped as well, so now it's 2 for 2. No Demo Man up, that means that Vanu has to play this super aggro as he cannot leave any space. Pushing just coming from lower, and this is Doey suddenly caught out. Andy Duke immediately getting the force. So Scout running into house is going to find that cleanup kill onto Rochester. It's actually Andy falling as well. This is not a good looking post super for the side of the Ender Pearls. So much damage dealt match. It's just caught in no man's land there. Juno cleans him up. 1 soldier left in house. Mathis gets cleaned up as well. Everyone falls there on the second.
So only Nicky left alive, and unfortunately for the Ender Pearls, he's not in his, usual position, which is 2 points behind the enemy team. He's actually on Sniper, out of the forward spawn, seeing if he can maybe get like a cheeky pick here, get somebody caught off guard. It's not a usual position you see a Sniper defending second, and he rings off a headshot. That's gonna spell the end of Luca Enderman, so a demo missing for this push, making it a little bit harder, perhaps, for Ender Pearls to hold on, so...
Terrifying situation here for Joey GUNZ. They have no demo. This is a full Uber ad coming straight in.
We'll have to see how the Ender Pearls approach this. They have to hold this somehow. It's gonna be a miracle hold. Can be done on Metalworks as the Uber comes out for Yak here. Just trying to get that sentry down as soon as possible. It does go down eventually as well. A little bit of cap time being put down as well. Nobody dying just yet, though, on the other side. Just narrowly escaping there for the longest time. But it doesn't matter if none of them get to the point. None of them are
losing your demo man before the push comes out. You don't have stickies there, and by the time he's up, by the time Luca Enderman starts walking towards the point, there are just more higher priority targets than the point itself. So that means Joey GUNZ completely uncontested. There's a big wall in between the spawn door and the point. So yes, you're safe from the enemy players, but you can't hold that point whatsoever without the sticky bombs on it. No pressure at all. So Joey GUNZ very nicely pointing that out, and unfortunately that blunder, losing your demo man like that, nets them a free round back into this. 20 minutes still. We're back to 1-1 here.
Anybody's game. Play to play for Metis with a big bomb in deep early. Nice little early frag there onto Yak. Alof traded out as well. So it's looking nice already for the Ender Pearls on this mid-fight once more. And they get anything more. They get warped, cleaned up as well, as the rest of the team is already scattered away once more. So Joey GUNZ losing another mid-fight for themselves. Ender Pearls back in the driver's seat for now, but they actually have to continue running this forward as well. Making sure second is clean, while Joey GUNZ already setting up on last. Varnu ready with the NG immediately, so they're gearing up for this last hold. And it's going to be an equal Uber last hold, so it's going to be one that's not the easiest one for the Ender Pearls to get through. But there's always a chance that they might just get lucky. They might just get a cheeky early pick somehow. Somebody's overextended, right? Maybe Alof walks too far forward or something like that. You never know. Anything can happen. That being said, I guess they're going to have to find that exact approach. They have to find that golden path and see what they really want to do, as the defenses are only going to get harder to get through.
Sentry gun being built here by Varnu. Wonder if he has time. Juno actually electing to go up on the sniper. The soldier bombs in, takes damage as well. Oh! Onto Mathis. That's a weird flick on the two players at once. I don't actually know who he hit there. One of them definitely did die, and this is the Demo Man caught out as well. 120 damage onto Lucas, so he has to back off. Sniper coming out for Juno is nice to save off the aggression. Even Uber situation, Varnu has time to build this sentry gun.
Yeah,
Just kind of keep holding here.
They're just going to be able to run this out if they really want to. It's still equal, obviously, on the score. So, yeah, what can you do? It's not like you're winning off of this, but if you're not going to be able to push out, that's the next best thing. And Juno's an even more dangerous sniper to have on that role, arguably. So you really have to watch out for that. Turn the corner at the wrong time. Don't be ready for it. And he's watching that sideline. You might just be down a player immediately. So you're really going to have to watch out for that. This guy is dangerous when he hits his shots. And there might just be another one. There you go. Yep, Andy standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. He almost went for the soldier there as well. But the double bomb comes around. They only get the Varnu kill, but they do get the force out of Dowie as well, which is very crucial there.
That bomb is an absolute nuke in onto Dowie. So much damage. And actually, Luca Enderman followed up too, as well as the push comes out. Kind of forced to go forwards here. You can see Juno already retreating back to last. Knows that this sniper not that effective on second. Patchouli, though, yes, he sacrifices his demo, but he stays completely alive. That double soldier bomb from Mathis and Rotisha was massive. So it lets Andy come in on this post-Uber, counter-Uber forward, straight onto Yak, instantly taken down. They're looking to roll this straight onto last. It is one soldier in alleyway trying to hold on as Alov needs to do his damnedest to try and stop them from just rolling onto his own last.
Yeah, and they probably just caught behind there. Just makes it even harder for the team now to defend that last point as well. Sure, they're going to have an Uber ad to work with. This very ambitious Uber out of the Ender Pearls. I almost thought it wasn't going to get anything, but Yak did get caught eventually, so it's going to make pushing this last at least feasible. If they move fast enough, they could move before Dowie even has, but obviously the sentry's still up. As a matter of fact, Varnu never switched off, knowing that something like this may very well happen, so they're still very much ready to just keep holding this, and with that Uber advantage as well, even if it's fizzling away now, they're probably in for a repeat here. Depends on if this double soldier bomb works as well again as it did last time, or if they've learned from their mistakes perhaps on the side of Joey GUNZ, not let that happen once more. We'll see. Matthews and Rotisher perhaps getting in position. Matthews is already just fighting a little bit. Let's try to see if we can get some damage in somewhere. But I think they're just seeing if they can find the opening here. And crucially, Patchouli took a lot of damage, so they're actually just going to take in the Uber. See if they can force some sort of exchange here. They get the sentry out of the equation, but obviously the much better Uber, as the Uber already fades for Andy. He gets headshot down. Patchouli gets cleaned up as well. It's a complete disaster of an attempt for the Interpros, honestly. Now they have to just somehow salvage this in any way they can. But crucially, just keep them alive.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage onto Luca as well. This is a weird situation. The bomb in the Dowie! Oh my god! 4 HP just barely cleaned up by the scouts. It's everyone dying here, Sonny.
You lived with 1 health. That's all you need. That's... Your HP is a resource. Dowie spent it as perfectly as he possibly could. That is absolutely beautiful. And that gives Joey Guns some much needed wind in their sails. They're finally out of that last hold. They finally have a chance to actually get onto this mid as well. They still have to worry about this Andy sniper in the forward spawn though. Ready, angling up. Just waiting for the call to go like, hey, there's someone on the point, shoot him. Too many targets to pick from. Don't choose, and crucially, the most crucial target wasn't there. Dowie was hiding behind the wall, aware something like this could happen. So they're staying in the driver's seat. Oyense yet again, and Patchouli's just not getting up on his Uber as well, so this defense might be a bit tentative.
This is a weird little hold. So Ubers are even, but you have all players alive. You can see Warp really just scouting out this wall. What are the odds that he's going to go for a double bomb here? They're buffing up both their soldiers, and they're just looking to go straight in. So Warp might just be the distraction, and Alov actually goes in onto the enemy med, hits 2 beautiful rockets, but Patchouli dodges one of them. So only down to 100 HP. He's completely fine. Uber not forced, and now you're down 2 players. Juno's cleaned up as well by Andy here.
A little overextended perhaps, so that's going to allow that to happen, but actually I find Varnu as well, so this is shaping up to be quite a disaster for Joey Guns. They try at least to get the force up, but Patchouli holds and keeps holding and keeps holding. Will not use that Uber for anything. Dowie goes down as well, and it's just crumbling for Joey Guns. Just one battle after another, all falling apart. It's Alov and Yak left, Juno coming up on the heavy now to forward spawn, at the very least seeing if maybe this is something that they can try to hold a second with Varnu as well on the sniper. But, okay, they find Mattis. They do lose Yak for it, though. Ratisher down as well. Now Juno's just going to get spammed out here, so a second still has to be given up. They might delay this a little bit with the soldiers down, but ultimately they still have to hold last. They're down a full Uber as well, and unless they can work a miracle here, Warped goes down. Alov trying his best. Alov gets the force. Huge. That's big. Truly. That's big. But they now have to actually hold this Andy Uber off as well. He was reloading, but he's still hitting some meat shots. Okay, he couldn't quite get the kill. I think this is that saved them. Alov saved them there.
That's a huge bomb in from Alov. He gets behind them somehow, some way, but they're still down a player. And so the Enderpals are looking to just push this in. So much damage already dealt, but it looks like they might just be crumbling. Andy has to do so much work and already finds 2 kills. Everyone else on Joey Guns is so low, and Alov, I think just alone, is finding every single one of the opponents cleaned up by himself on last.
Well, as best as he could, at least. There's only so much you can do as a sole player against 6, and that's the second round on the board for the Ender Pearls. I was going to say Ender Men for a second, but there's only 1 player on the team that's actually called that, which I'm sure had a big impact on the team naming. But yes, Ender Pearls go up 2-1, and with 13 minutes left on the clock, it started to look like Joey Guns aren't really finding their way into this match just yet. They have time. They have time to get a couple more rounds on the board and close this out eventually, but they're struggling right now. They're really not quite finding the cohesion, the coordination that it takes to finish these pushes or to not make the mistakes. So we'll see how this mid fight goes for them. They've also been struggling with those for the time being, and we'll see if that changes this time around. As see some early soldiers just pirouetting through the sky on both sides, really. The first to fall is going to be Luca on the side of the Ender Pro, so as Yaka cleans up on the other side. But there goes Ratisher and Andy. Alov is in deep on the medic, but the jukes are too good. Patchouli just evading everything, matadoring his way through. Will Warp get that kill cleaned up? No, he will not. Matthews is keeping his meds safe and sound
as well. Patch is not out. He can keep chasing this if he disconnects from his soldier. This is so scary now. Patchouli misses the bow as well, but for some reason, we're backing off there.
Matthews just lives, yeah. I don't know. Was it Varnu was chasing? I think he just backed off ever so slightly. Did not want to continue that chase. Maybe didn't know how low Matthews actually was. One more meat shot would have probably done it, but you can't know for sure, right? You can't know for sure whether you got hit the arrow or not. You can't necessarily blame Varnu for not wanting to follow that up, but still, it is what it is. And crucially, this keeps the Ender Pearls on the round, because without Patchouli having to force there or getting dropped even worse, right? They have a chance to hold this easily, and now Joey GUNZ have to really fight an uphill battle here, trying to get something out of this. Warped trying to waddle forward a little bit on the far side, but obviously alleyway eventually gets spotted out, and then what are you gonna do? Yak's got a bit of a carpet deployed, but again, you need some sort of opener here. You need your soldiers to work somehow. As Warped tries to bomb in, gets into the corner, immediately just shut down completely though. Nothing you can do about that. At least you live. Good enough.
He has time to go again. It's completely fine. I love sitting in main as well. It just kind of gets the spam. This is kind of what happens when you're in these weird situations. Even Uber's no team really has an advantage. You just pop this Uber straight onto Juno. You can do a lot of damage to a demo, but that is such a late counter pop. And I don't think we're taking much space at all. Joey GUNZ set in Alov, but he's dead, instantly traded across. I think this fight's just over before it begins.
Yeah, I mean, they can try to somehow stab something in a post here, an overextended player, maybe a warped bomb that goes in, finds something, can't quite hit the direct on a scout though. They still clean up Nikki and Andy though. Both of the scouts claiming a kill here on the side of Joey GUNZ, and maybe this is an opportunity to actually get into this last. They have a sizable Uber ad now actually after that disjointed Uber exchange. Yeah, they're just gonna send this. Maybe if it goes long enough, they'll have an Uber as well as Warp gets in deep. Unfortunately, the demo does not go down. And they only find Mattis and Rotisha, but it doesn't matter. They just stand on the point. Judo just stands on the point. So it doesn't actually matter at all. They just walk on the point, keep everybody bullied off of it. The demo couldn't get there in time. I don't know. I think, did Luca not have trap on point? Or was it popped? I don't really know what happened, honestly.
I got so distracted by the fact that Dowie walked into like 4 projectiles and instantly got one shot the second he tried to go on to last. Another player dies as well, so I just kind of looked at this and I was like, okay, Joey GUNZ pushed the envelope too much. They had a big advantage, just saw 2 scout frags. But then, I guess, yeah, Vanu just gets to stand on the point and we're back 2-2. This is 10 minutes left, Sunny. But now suddenly very much anyone's game. These mid-fights have been all over the place, though. We're going to need to see one of these teams like getting a sizable advantage here. No one really successfully managing to pin down the enemy medic quite yet.
It's not been working well for them so far. The demos are usually the first to fall. Sometimes the soldiers, it's going to be Andy this time around for the side of the Underpros. Probably opens things up quite a bit. Gives them a lot of more breathing room on the side of Joey GUNZ as Warped immediately charges on forward with Aloe, both of them on the same roof. And Rodisher even gets cleaned up as well in the tail end. So this is a little bit of momentum for Joey GUNZ going forward, as there's already a soldier in Jeep, but unfortunately Luca just hits the fattest sticky trap of all time. Kills the entire combo with one button press. And now it's back to, yeah, just reversing this. There's your coast to coast, well, kinda. As Matty's already charged on forward, and the mid wasn't even capped yet. That's how confident they were on the side of Joey GUNZ, that they didn't even cap mid. They were just chasing that hard and then immediately ate it.
This is a bit strange now. I mean, all things considered, right? Dowie never died. But even Ubers, we just kind of swapped sides, as now it's the Enderpearl's time to try and break this last. Are we going to see a very brave Enderpearl's team that are going to double sack their soldiers in through alleyway? They would never, right?
They've never been known to do that. Also, Rodisher isn't even an alleyway. He's in lobby, currently fighting the battle of his lifetime against the flank all by himself before Scout is there to follow him up. Nikki, you know, not quite there with his soldier for the time being, which is fair enough. He lived, so it doesn't matter at the end, but yeah, that does make things a little bit tougher for them to do that double soldier bomb. And, you know, Matt still wants to do it. He's really in that position to try and get something across that little fence, but it just isn't happening. Gets out with his life, though. Perhaps the big player is just maybe bait players into Luca here as well, you know? He's very far forward, hits a lot of damage, maybe it's enough to get something out. Julie finally gets popped on, how much it has to pop, and it's gonna be an exchange. Uber will fade slightly sooner for the Ender Pearls, not by much though. And with Patchouli potentially getting caught, no, he does live. They only lose Matthews, matter of fact. Okay, they did lose Andy as well, actually. But still looking great for the side of Ender Pearls, actually.
There's only 2 up here. The spawners are quite long as well. Rochester can keep forcing this forwards. Scout try not quite there because Nikki's forced to cap the point. I think if there was more than 1 scout up, this would be a bit more dangerous, but there is still Demo up and ready to sticky off. So much damage dealt by Rochester there, but doesn't quite find the kill onto Yak, and I think that means that at least for now, Joey GUNZ hold on. That was very but fortunately for them, Nikki had to stay back and cap. There's the scout charging forward a medic there. I think we're in big trouble.
Yeah. And now we're finding ourselves in a very familiar situation with Joey GUNZ again, holding last. And it's not like they're up around. Again, it's a tie situation. We were here about 15 minutes ago. No, like 10 minutes ago. They were doing the same thing. It was 1-1. They have to hold last, and it didn't go too well for them in the end. They kind of ran out of stamina. Sure, they got a little bit of a win forward eventually, but Okay, nice little body shot there by Juno to just deny the soldier bomb. But, okay, I was gonna say, does Matthys live? But no, both soldiers actually go down. So that
Soldier
might open things up.
2026.
Okay.
Unplayable. You try to bomb anywhere, there's 4 projectiles aimed at your face.
You need those
There's a
mantras,
bunch of hit
man.
scan classes, you can't go forwards.
He knows Mantreds, bro. That's the new meta, clearly. Just get Giga buffed, Mantreds in, and just shrug off any sort of knockback. Just do the most insane strafe around. Juno really wants to get another shot here. That's the scout just lined up. Yeah, Nikki, woefully unaware of the situation he found himself in. And that just makes it ever so slightly easier. You know, it takes the pressure off of Joey Guns. Makes it so the Ender Pearls can't really be too far forward. They have to be cautious of this Juno Sniper as well. And Bro's already having a pretty good time this match, but team needs to follow that up as well. And while pushing out a loss, you gotta need a little bit more than just a single sniper headshot onto a scout or something like that. So I guess we'll see how the Ender Pearls approach this, right? They're not winning just yet either. It's still a tie. They have to somehow get this last push over with as well. And, well, they're not opting for any sort of cheeky shenanigans just yet. Just the same old, same old.
There's 2 minutes left on the round timer here. They're going to have to find a solution fairly soon. So round timer just resets, and it's Mathis once again with the double stack. Takes so much damage, but this time on the Mantreds, it just gets deleted by the gun. Rochester following down as well, so that's 2 soldiers down. See? Milo playing pretty far forwards, but now with Junior and Warp dying to a sticky trap from Luca Enderman, it's over once again. No push happening, 1 minute 45, and that's actually going to prompt the push hit from the Ender Pearls. It's straight onto Andy.
Yeah, fair enough. Just take it in right away. Obviously, a much later Uber out of Dowie as Andy got juggled a bit too much, and maybe Yak can try to chase us a little bit, but nah. They're not going to opt for that. Joey Guns are just going to stay back on last. They know maybe pushing out at this point is a bit of a risk as well. If you end up slipping the point, resetting the round timer, you know, it'd be a bit of a problem. The crits on Varnu, unfortunately, just gets taken down by the soldier bomb, but doesn't matter. They still found a lot of frags, and it doesn't look like the Ender Pearls are going to be able to keep this push up, even if they do still have their med. Matter of fact, they might just have to worry about the push out. Now, Joey Guns certainly fancying themselves a chance to actually take this as a coast-to-coast instead of just waiting out the timer. They're gonna be clean about this. Don't walk into the sticky traps once more. Luca's been cheeky with those. But they do get it all cleaned up. They do cap that second again. And now it's down to if they can keep up that momentum. They're down on the Uber ever so slightly, about 20-ish%. It's not that much, but it is noteworthy, and it might just slow them down ever so slightly. As the Ender Pearls know this disconnect, they immediately send it in. Andy in with the chariot once more. Luca with the follow-up as well, trying to catch out anything. Yak might just get caught in lower here, narrowly escaping with his life. Warp the only one to fall in that entire exchange. Now Dowie has his own Uber. Are they going to be able to actually use it effectively, though, or is it just going to be another last hold? And it's looking like the latter.
That is crazy series of events, I'm not going to lie. They really wanted to pound that forwards and get a round advantage, but unfortunately the push just doesn't work for them whatsoever. Now Dowie has a massive Uber advantage, but he's just sitting on last. Pulling out of Metalworks last, even if you have ginormous ad, is so hard. So you can see the Joey Guns kind of feel like they potentially just don't have a choice, such as running down the round timer. But this time around, if you choose to do that, it's also just 4 minutes left on the map timer. We'd be going to a golden cap here. Ender Pearls really doing a good job containing our opponent. But really, once again, ball in their court. As Patchouli almost has, so it's Rochester bombing in, immediately taking care of the gun. Mathis finding a lot of damage onto the soldier as well. Actually, so much damage dealt here by Luca Enderman, but gets cleaned up. Unfortunately, no frags have been found. There's 1 kill onto Yak, but is this enough to bust the hold?
No demo either side means no stickies on the point either side. The soldiers will be able to pull that weight, but unfortunately for them, I don't think like the Ender Pearls are really opting to go for that just yet. They have nothing else in their pocket, right? They only have to not worry about that. Maybe a sentry out of the equation, but positioning is just not there. It doesn't really allow them to do that much. Joey Guns being cautious as well, and now that the demos are back in play, well, it's going to see how this Matthys bomb maybe has an effect on it, but Dowie is out of harm's way in no man's land. Just
Yak is dead.
There.
There's no stickies on point now.
Oh,
Dowie's stuck in spawn as well. This is
wow.
Terrifying. Look at Enderman's found another counter warp. This is something very hard for last to hold. No Yak means that Andy's just going to take this solo straight onto the point. Let's get counter forced and no one really there on the opposing side to actually get in and try to take space. Quickly hold on. But yeah, not without getting the heartbeat up a little bit. Still, 2 minutes remaining on this round timer. Ender Pearls plenty of time. Now no Uber on either side. Be looking to just bum this forward. This Mathis going straight onto Dowie. Doesn't find the rockets though.
Oh, it doesn't matter because Rudisher is there with a follow-up anyway. Dowie just getting beset on all sides. It's hard to keep track of everything, and That is so big for the Ender Pearls now. That's a big uber disconnect. Finally, they have a big ad to work with, something that they can actually hang their hat on. And crucially as well, there's not much of a defense set up just yet for Joey GUNZ. Sure, they've got the Pyro ready now to maybe try and hold them off for a bit on the other side. The sentry is being built, but the faster the Ender Pearls move, the faster they make use of this uber ad, the bigger the chances are to actually just close this out. It's basically the last opportunity they have for this push. A minute 40 left on the clock, minute 30 in a round timer. So they just have to go. Might as well send it. You can't really lose anymore. Worst case, it's a tie. So let's see if they can just somehow get this round out already. And with so much cap time on the point, there's so much. Juno just barely blocking it, but there's so much pressure on it. And they're just finding all the frags. It's only Yak and Doe left. Somehow, one-man army.
He has to hold this on his own. This is Soldier Bomb. He just stands on the point. And Yak isn't there in time. Ender Pearls from nothing. A minute left on the clock here. And you have to go so fast if you are Joey GUNZ, if you want to stay in this. That, unfortunately, such a blunder. It is a massive bomb in to get the kill onto Doe and open up that push. They seize the opportunity, and I think they might be fancying themselves a bit of a map 1 victory here over Joey GUNZ.
Joey GUNZ looking shaky all map, and if they can turn around in 40 seconds and somehow tie it up still, I'll be very impressed, because at this stage they need a miracle to have something happen, as they just send both their soldiers in deep for this final mid-fight. Alov and Warp both dead though. There goes Varnu as well. They found a couple of scouts on the other side. Crucially, they might just find Patchouli. They don't actually. Juno just can't quite clean that up. It's getting the damage cleaned up eventually, but the mid is already ended. It is basically another one for the side of the Ender Pearls, and that is curtains on map 1. Looks like Joey GUNZ are having their tough patch continue for now.
Yeah, not the map 1 you'd want to see. I feel like it just comes down to the bomb range from Mathis and Rochester. So good, and unfortunately, Doe just caught out a few too many times. It felt like that was the ultimate deciding factor, but I think you also, if you are Joey GUNZ, you're gonna have to go back and look at those mid fights. They're not looking amazing. They never really managed to properly seize a sizable mid victory, whereas their opponents just had a better job, bit more control. I think big shoutouts to Andy, obviously, for playing a really good classic scout game that you would expect from him. But really, honestly, my money really just on Rochester and Mathis. So many crucial bombs coming in there in a game that was, most of the time, the pacing was entirely decided by those soldier bombs.
Yeah, and it was also just very slow in general. So they had lots of opportunities to make those bombs happen, and they did. I did not expect that this would be such a soldier-defined game for the side of the Ender Pearls. It was not on my radar. You were saying Matthews haven't played in a while. Clearly, that didn't really matter that much. Still managing, well, it's a soldier scoreline in the big 2026. But at the end of the day, having the impact that matters, right? That's really the thing to take from this. Obviously, you can tell it's a slow game because one player had over 200 DPM, and to be fair, Juno had quite the monster of a game. He did really well. Yeah. It's just a shame that the rest of the team kind of couldn't follow that up, right? It's yeah.
But look at the story, right? I think, once again, the story of this map is you compare the medic deaths, and it is just night and day, right? In a game that otherwise looked like it was very close, it is just those extra deaths from Doe kind of setting his team back a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately, that means that map number one rather, goes the way of the Ender Pearls, where I think Joey GUNZ, they're looking at this season, they would be fancying themselves a playoff position, but I think we're also staring at a position where maybe Madden pretty locked for spot number 1. The rest of playoffs is very open for everyone, and losing a map like this to the Ender Pearls, someone who would be directly competing for your spot, is not a good start.
Yeah, that's gonna make things a little bit tougher in the implications a couple of weeks down the line when it comes to playoffs, which I believe is going to be 4 teams again this season, right? Because we had a weird one where it was only 3. You never know nowadays how ETF2L fancy their rule changes, but I'm just going to assume it's 4 without even needing to confirm anything. And yeah, that's a tough competition for those remaining 3 playoff spots. So it's a tough one to lose out on. And even though obviously they put up a decent-ish fight, right? It was close at the end of the day. It probably could have gone either which way. It's a tough one to find yourself back in. Now, maybe this all just boils down to, at the end of the day, where you can always cope maybe they just really suck on Metalworks. Maybe Joey Guns just suck complete ass on Metalworks, and they were just like, oh, we'll get some practice time in against a decently matched opponent, but
it could have been the Enderpearl's pick. We don't have the pick ban, right?
Yeah,
so who knows? But Granary next, Sonny. This is another potentially very slow game that more than often falls in the favor of the soldier bombs coming forwards.
And unfortunately, we haven't seen the same level of coordination between those out of Warped and Alov as opposed to Mattis and Rotisher so far. It's crazy to think that, but yeah, they're kind of outmatched, at least for the time being. Alov and Warped, who on paper I would have assumed would be a stronger soldier duo, are just kind of struggling in comparison right now, at least. I have nothing to base that on, by the way. It's just purely vibes and my own intuition, but they've been struggling, right? They were struggling on Metalworks. Maybe they're going to have a bit of a better time on Granary. It's an even more soldier-centric map, so we'll probably see more out of them. But I need to also remember that at the end of the day, they are going up against Thomas Jr. on the other side on Scouts, so it's always a rough patch, right? It's not the easiest thing. I don't know. Gotta find your way back into somehow.
I feel like also one thing with this Joey Guns team is that they're such good friends at this point. I feel like there has to be like Iron Mental as well involved.
Yeah, probably.
Like I think, like, to be honest, like I can't imagine that they're actually tilted. They're probably laughing, having a good time, thinking about the off classes they're going to throw out on Granary.
They have the glue holding it all together with Yak. Because I feel like when you take any of these players, this is like such an interesting phenomenon. When you take these players like Junu, especially, who can be a little emotional at times, right? And just, you saw him like at Uberfest, for instance, there were times when he was quite upset about his own performance, his team's performance, etc. But like, for some reason, we put him on a Yak team, and he's a little bit higher in spirits, usually at least. Anyway, they're keen, they want to go. There's the first mid-fight, already of the second map, Granary. After the Enderpearls have run away with Metalworks. Nice fast roll out of Yak, a little bit faster than his counterpart, but ultimately it does not amount to any sizable advantage, and it's going to boil down to a classic, good old normal mid-fight. You'll have to figure out the old-fashioned way, soldiers on the high ground, trying to see if they can maybe get the bombs across, both of them high for Joey Guns. Now they're waiting out, and they find Luca Enderman as the first pick, so this might just open things up for side of Joey Guns if they can keep their own side safe. Rotisher with a deep bomb in. Joey lives, though. Warp the only one to fall, and it's looking like a decent one mid-fight for Joey Guns.
That early demo pick just opens the door so much for the side of Joey Guns. They have so much more damage with Yak alive, so they could just send in all of their players and take so much space. With these three picks, get second already. See Alov kind of flirting a little bit with going in onto last. Actually, it is Patchouli playing pretty far forwards, but just gets cleaned up. There is a scout in. Just gets cleaned up as well. This is a lot of early aggression here. The pressure coming forwards, but I think Yak might be falling as well. Suddenly, this is all turntables. I can't believe we're doing this.
I can't believe we're just going back and forth like this. Everybody just kind of sending themselves forward on Joey Guns and finding absolutely... It's screw all, absolutely nothing. But now the Varnu sniper, element of a surprise, but doesn't quite get the shot off in time. And now that he's been spotted, it's going to be even harder to snipe. Granary mid is not very friendly to the sniper side lanes at all. So you're working an uphill battle here. The Uber comes out of the side of the Enderpearls as well, but they're not really finding that much with it. Sure, they clean up the sniper, but that's about it. Everything else just dies on the flank, and Dowie crucially escapes with his combo. They're just sitting somewhere as Yak does a lot of damage. Oh my god! Okay. Alright. Sure.
The control point is being contested.
Disgusting little set of pipes there from Yak. Doesn't quite find the follow-up onto Andy, but the message is sent. It's good enough. Patchouli now down. Andy can just get cleaned up by the rest of Joey Guns. So Yak are really setting up his team with a massive advantage. Look at this. Dowie has 100%. Don't quite have a demo man with them, but you can see them already in on last regardless. They're just sending this forward with a scout. So you've got already down and Uber popped straight away here onto Juno, forcing everyone into spawn.
They can just probably just go for the cap at this point. Everybody's so deep into the spawn, there's nothing really defending them at all. Yeah, that was a pretty clean one. Just work off the back of that. What a pick by Yak. I don't even know how we got away with that. How he was up there to begin with. I don't know throughout the entire time where Dowie was as well, but I guess he just went all the way out somehow. So that's a nice first round out of Joey Gunn. Stumbled a little bit in the middle. There was a bit of a, little stumble, little step there, but ultimately it doesn't matter because it was still a less than 3-minute round on Granary. pretty decent. We'll see if they can keep that momentum rolling forward, and it really was just a fluke of Metalworks not going their way, and they can continue this momentum as Luka gets completely diffed on mid by Yak. He's activated! Yak,
He's back!
He woke up! He woke up!
He's woke up. Map 1 was a fluke because Yak is here to stay. Luka and him a couple in mid. Okay, never mind. I saw hype number 2 because he's just dead to soldier spam. Whatever.
Secure the control point.
You know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It's a roller coaster, the highs and lows of every kind. It's enough for a 1 mid fight though. Joey Guns have that in their pocket. They have the Yak spy. No shot. No shot. Okay, he was just checking for some reason.
Just
I
forward
guess.
spawning.
Yeah, you just never know, right?
Yeah.
You never
I can't
know,
believe
maybe.
people don't have a Putas bind set up explicitly for forward spawning.
That's be quite
Like
quite thing to have.
educated gentlemen, like distinguished gentlemen would.
Okay,
So
but
the primary
you
use
put
of
them
my
on the
Putas
numpad?
bind
Put
is
them on the
forward
numpad?
spawning.
Or like what's your dedicated Putas button?
I don't remember. I can hit it fine when I'm playing
It's
the
just
game,
muscle
but I
memory.
genuinely
That's
could not tell
awesome.
you.
That's awesome. No, I love that. It's just muscle memory. That's how
Yeah,
you know.
I have no
That's how you
idea.
know
I
it's
just
getting
couldn't
used a
tell you.
lot. Anyway, that's a great time to be talking about that because
Actually-
finally a bomb actually. I was gonna say nothing happened for a while, but eventually Warp bombs in. A truly nice little dodge though to evade that bomb just fine, keep himself safe, and now maybe open things for the Ender Pearls to do some pearl throwing themselves, as a soldier might fancy themselves a chance to go forward. But the doors are locked down. I think they're just waiting for more mistakes out of Joey Guns to really capitalize on. A single soldier sack is not necessarily all she wrote, and well, Alof fancies himself some pressure here and choke, but ultimately has to back off as well, and this might just look like a bit of a stalemate for a while. Unfortunately.
Really looking to do anything, right? Even Ubers on both sides. Very hard as a soldier to bomb in on either side because there are 2 scouts staring at you no matter where you go. You don't get to play the game. So it's going to be double soldier aggression from Warped and Alov coming in. Alov actually going to get the high bump, but Warped already down. Unfortunately, Alov doesn't quite curve the jump correctly, so he gets stuck on a wall. It's 2 players down, and that's a sack not going in the favor of Joey Guns. So now they're immediately positioning behind and back on middle because the counter aggression from the Ender Pearl is coming out, just forcing the enemy out of that midpoint as well.
Cleanly played, at least to salvage it for Joey Guns, not overstaying their welcome whatsoever. Because sometimes you do see teams just stick somebody far forward there anyway, see if they can somehow get on the mid, but instead they're going to opt for the Varnu spy play once more. Certainly a nice situation to do it in. There's not going to be anybody checking. So Enderpearls kind of just have to intuit this. They have to go off the vibes of the situation to really figure out if there's a spy in play. And if Varnu times this decloak perfectly, nobody's looking.
Oh. That's
a nice stab onto Patchouli there. Almost gets the demo too, not quite. The turnaround is fast enough, but Matthew's just able to bomb onto Joey as well. He eats a lot of damage. Just narrowly dodging those rockets back and forth. That could have easily been a drop, or at least a force as well, if he wasn't careful. The follow-up can't quite clean up that medic kill, so now as long as they make sure nobody dies to a cheeky sticky trap, they get through choke safely. Rodisher gets cleaned up as well, and this is Joey Guns being able to just waltz on forward.
Alert. The control
This,
point is being captured.
Joey playing with fire once again, but this time around the spam too far away. Doesn't find him, now nets himself and his team a massive advantage here. But we are on Granary, and this is a large amount of distance to cover. To go forward here, but the force can come out from so many different angles as well. You have to play this so passively. Enderpearls sitting far back. You can see Joey Guns, they're looking to go through Lunchbox here. Spam already coming out though. Thought to push.
Yeah, they're just keeping it clean, you know. They might be slow, and they might be eventually giving the Enderpearls a chance to have an Uber here again. But at the end of the day, for their troubles, for their effectively drop, they get 2 points out of it. And now they have an opportunity to get onto last once more. It's not as sizable or as easy of an advantage as it was last time, so they have to actually work it a bit more traditionally. But the defenses aren't quite completely set up either. Sure, Nicky's on NG, getting that sentry built up, but they move faster. Now, well, as Warp just unfortunately gets completely annihilated by the Demo Man, but what can you do? So if they had moved fast, they could have potentially gotten away with a cheeky bomb, perhaps. Unfortunately, doors were shut down. Now Andy's on the sniper as well, and well, he hasn't quite hit the shot yet today, but they've opened the door for him. Nobody to look at. Joey Guns are all well out of harm's way, knowing what could come their way. They've
Oh
done
my
these
God.
strategies, and we
Yes.
shot a jetpack pyro.
Yes.
Beater
Yes.
is so happy right now seeing
Look
that.
at Andy. He's like cycling through like spy and sniper as if that's the obvious play. Oh,
No.
he's so foolish. Even heavy. He doesn't
Element
know.
of surprise. Just
Oh my
keep him
God.
guessing. Never let him know your next move. The Varnu
I'm
offensive
so
heavy has
excited for
happened, but this is
Sonny,
completely
this is
new.
so bad, by the way. It just dies to a sentry gun. But
Don't
it
worry
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
No, this is gonna be beautiful.
Don't worry about it. Warped and Aleph are going to distract the sentry. You're going to get it down, and then the Varnu, his jetpack, which is the loudest item in the game, by the way, is going to immediately alert everyone. Oh my God! Holy crap!
Oh my God! I don't care. They only killed one guy. It doesn't matter. He was on the back burner as well. That was beautiful. It didn't work whatsoever. Nice.
But it was
Killed a
cinema.
sniper.
It was cinema
Doesn't matter.
anyway.
That was so cool.
Oh my
Jack is
God!
dead, Sticky.
Oh
Crit,
my
by the way.
God! Doey's all alone.
Oh
man.
no,
He has to
they're
leave his
all
team back.
dying.
Oh no!
Oh no, 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 no.
He's got so many
No.
crits, dude. Holy. Okay. How many? That was like, he had like 5 or 6 crits. That was a lot. That seemed to get a lot of work. Anyway, somehow, some way, they retake their second now, and now it's gonna be on Joey GUNZ to, well, put on the pressure again. They got a couple of picks at the end of the day, so it's still not that easy for Enderpros to really keep hanging on to this. So, yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world for either team here. Joey GUNZ probably getting away with a few hard attacks throughout that entire situation. On either side, mind you, the pyro jumping in is probably not something you see every day either, so certainly caught them out. But at the end of the day, we're just at a reset on the second now. Enderpro's still down around. Let a few minutes off the clock now. A bit of time is gone. And it looks like Joey GUNZ very keen for this lunchbox position here as well. As Aleph just kind of trying to bully his way in. Unfortunately, just gets juggled to high hell. And that's it. That's all she wrote for that attempt.
This is Uber coming
Uber.
straight in onto Andy, looking to
Okay.
find himself a bit of a kill onto Yak, but unfortunately gets out in time. So another counter Uber can come out from Doey, who's going to run
It
up
is so
forwards
much
and
bigger.
actually get the kill onto Luca Enderman. However, look at how split these teams are. Enemies stuck in their own
Oh.
lunchbox who come up from top, but without a demo man, it's really hard to hold. But the
Oh.
Judo runs into all of the rockets from Mathis, who just hits absolutely everything. It is a nuke on point here, as Roger could come forward. So much damage dealt, but he is going to fall, and unfortunately this is just so tense. With Varnu trying to find these frags, he's not going to be able to. There are 2 scouts in his face. The Soldier Bomb
Doesn't
comes
matter,
in
he
to
lives.
alleviate pressure, but Patchouli living on 11 is not enough. Yak just barely alive. Now just has to keep Doey up on his own. It is 2 scouts who have somehow survived all of this. 1 scout in through Lunchbox, and might just be the difference maker. Junu is in, and unfortunately
gets
on
spotted.
top, just into 2 soldiers. Run out, but Patchouli's still dead, and Doey massive advantage now.
Varnu was living for so long, just somehow curving the bullets around him. Nobody's able to hit. Nobody's able to hit him, and it just lived for long enough. That lost him living long enough. Get that kill onto Patchouli. Big ad for Joey GUNZ here. Even if the Enderpros were holding them off for a while, right? We're holding off this Joey GUNZ push for a little bit there. Maybe buying themselves a little bit of crucial time here to try and hold this last. They're still down so much. Uber eventually comes in as well. Nikki on the wrong side with a sniper. Can't really catch anybody out. There's a bit of cap time being put down as well. Nobody dying just yet either side. The health is not looking that good though for Joey GUNZ, as Juno is the first to fall. The heavy still has to be dealt with as well. And cap time ever so slightly being put
Oh
down.
my
But
god, Yak!
my god, what a massacre over just the blind pipes. They do get it eventually. Just off the back of that damage. That was looking shaky for a bit, but Joey GUNZ still get it anyway. Yak is locked in right now.
Yak is here. Unfortunately, it wasn't the jetpack pyro with the back burner that actually got the victory, as much as I would have loved that. It is such a weird little fight from the Enderpulse to try and take, losing their medic there in that trade, and then going forwards, just trying everything that they can to get the kill onto the enemy medic as well. They don't find it, so now back onto middle, they're 2-0 down. Still, somehow, some way, Sonny, I feel like we've been here for 2 hours, and there's still 20 minutes left.
These rounds are both slow but short. I don't know how that happens, but here's another mid fight as a big aggression out of the Underpearls early. Matthew's in deep, and well, all they really find is, well, they do find Yak eventually. But I was gonna say all they found was 1 scout. That's gonna make things a little bit easier for Aleph on the flip side, and just the Varnu cleanup. Just both of those sweeping the mid, killing 5 players between the 2 of them. that's going to make it pretty easy to win regardless, even if you lose your demo, and obviously Doey lives, so it's looking like another pretty easy round already for Joey Guns if they can keep this up. Pachuli's still not up either, just spawning in 3 seconds, so there's no chance there's going to be anything in response here for the Ender Pearls, and not even any aggression onto second. They just have to hold this out and pray.
So Joey Guns looking so much more alive on this second map of Granary. Andy now forced to sit on this sniper and not really find much of anything. This Uber, Joey Guns, they're looking to just take this straight from top.
Very interesting. We'll see how this goes. You don't see the top movers very often. Nice little bomb through by Yak. You have to get that sentry down very soon, though. Otherwise, the point's not going to be able to be pressured. They do get it eventually, but they haven't found anything else just yet. Everybody's shot out of spawn except the players who are already out. Unfortunately, Luca Enderman will live. Yak can't quite hit that shot, and Varner's the one to fall on their side as Juno goes down as well. It's players being traded out. Crucially, both medics still alive for heals. Now Pachuli's gonna have a bit of an ad though, and this fight goes on for long enough that may very well play into it, but there's so much Captain already, and Warp just manages to slip right in there and surgically remove the spleen from the body of the Ender Pearls. In this case,
though. This is scary. It's Yak forced on the point alone. He has to hit everything. But that's Doey going down. Now Vanu in, has to win the 1v3. It is so much damage dealt, but oh my god, they just barely hold on. Jesus Christ, no. Juno wants in.
No, they don't.
Juno's in. It's so much damage onto the demo. He's just on the point alone. The pistol, not quite enough, gets cleaned up. Can we stop sacking in one at a time now, please?
It's a bit stressful to keep track of. It's a bit much for the old heart. Oh, they just want to fight this. Joey Guns really. Oh my god, that's ambitious, and they almost got punished for it, but not quite. They're still hanging on to this, and at the end of the day, it's equal Ubers and anybody's game, really. Sure, they retook second, but this is still not a great situation for the Ender Pearls, right? They have 15 minutes, sure, but they still have to get 2 rounds. It's not looking like it's gonna happen anytime soon. That's so much damage to Luca. He gets nuked down by Yak. All right. Yeah, he's diffing once more. Alof in as well, very far forward. Nice little rocket there. Unfortunately, gets cleaned up though, and that just makes it maybe a little bit more possible for Ender Pearls here. But the chaos starts unfolding. Players falling either side. The Uber is in play for Pachuli. Though he doesn't quite have yet. He's disconnected actually from the rest of his team. So
Mathis.
Oh my god! What a surf on top of the head as well.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness gracious!
That is such an unfortunate rocket there from the side of Warped. He hits the air shot, but unfortunately just does exactly what is needed to juggle Mathis that little bit further forward. It's Aleph coming in with the cleanup, so thankfully round saved perhaps. But oh my god, that bomb coming forwards. Unfortunately, the fight just mistimed. Joey not having the Uber yet. That means that now Ender Pearls can control the middle, but they don't have a medic. So this is actually Joey Guns going right back in.
Yeah, they have an opportunity. Just like at the tail end of that, even though it was looking bad for them, Pachuli dies, so it doesn't really matter for Joey Guns. They can just stay right in this, keep going. Doey, bit of a dangerous situation there, but the scout gets cleaned up anyway, and yeah, Joey Guns just gonna retake this mid and find themselves with another opportunity to just keep this going forward. They got playmakers of their own, keeping themselves in this match as well, and this yard is looking mightily undefended. It's very much ripe for the picking, as Joey Guns are just going to keep that pressure onto the second going as well. Again, it's equal situation. It's not like they have a massive ad to work with. 10% ain't all that, and unless they move the quickest team ever, it's probably not going to amount to much. But they've been in this situation before, and it's worked pretty well for them so far. Joey Guns have kind of been on top of this Granary map. Ender Pearls looking a little lost in most of these situations, not really finding the responses that they need to. So we'll see how this lunchbox pressure goes for them once more. Warp eats a bit of damage, but now they're aware. Aleph is going to rotate in instead. That's so much damage onto everyone there. There's no heals being put down on these soldiers either. Patchouli is spread thin, trying to keep 3 players who are eating so much damage alive. Somehow does, but Matthews eventually gets cleaned up. Radishar is still not looking good. Yak eats a lot of damage, but he's in a much safer position to get out of, and Aleph is now in behind. On top here, as Warped is going to meet with his soldier buddy. They actually just okay, confused for a second, I guess, but this is such a good position for Joey Guns already. The Uber is going to play, but it's so much better for them, right? Positions are just so good.
Look at Doey in the post Uber. He's going to be so low. It's Aleph sacking forwards, and Doey has to back off. Unfortunately, down to such low HP, this War Bump doesn't do anything. And unfortunately for them, it means Joey Guns are just completely out of this fight. Stickies from Yak find nothing, as he's going to decide to go forwards. Right.
Yes.
He's alive. Never mind.
Not for long. There's no way that was gonna go for a while. Yes. Quite some. This mid fight, this mid cap much rather, is probably gonna go the way of the pearls unless this soldier bomb has something to talk about it. Little damage onto Patchouli, but Aleph unfortunately can only do so much with 4 players struggling him back and forth, and finally the Ender Pearls stabilize. Get themselves a chance here to really try and actually finally get around on the board.
It's
still
even
not the
Ubers, though.
easiest. Yeah, it's still equal, so I guess we'll have to see. But it looks like Joey GUNZ already pretty delegated to holding last. They already got the NG up as well, so at the very least the second should be easy to grab, and we'll see how they approach the rest of it.
It's Andy capping up. Last point. Ubers squarely even here. Doey's sitting very far back, so Junu looking for the sniper play here. We're gonna, I assume, be expecting some kind of pressure coming in towards one of these shutters. The soldiers already in high, trading damage. Falling either, so for the moment, nothing on your screens. Finally, Luca Edelman trying to go forwards in as well. It is a demo bomb forwards in onto a sentry gun, but Junu not finding the frags. Instead, Yak is actually taken down here by the aggression. No stickies on the point, but Luca Enderman is stuck in alone and actually hits a beautiful little pipe.
Oh my
Is
God.
shut down by Junu.
That's
kind of it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. A bit of a sack wave. They find a few frags, but they don't find the thing they really want, which is that Uber out of the equation. So they just have to reset. Sure, they got the sentry as well, which means they slow down the rebuild of defense. If they somehow get a Matthews or Rodisher bomb in fast, perhaps there's a chance there, but they really got to move quickly, and they don't have much pressure to follow up with Lucas still rolling out, so yeah, there you go. There's the Matthews bomb. Gets onto the sentry, but that's probably all she wrote. Is he's already bullied into a corner. Might just escape with his life, but really, that's all you get out of that. Luca now trying to follow this up as well. Some pressure across again. Soldier bombing forward, but Matthews already so low. Nice rocket there onto Doey. Almost gets the follow-up too. Doey just narrowly escaping that. Now having to fear for his life as Aleph basically eats one from Rodisher, and crucially, Patchouli got forced out in the meantime.
Yeah, that is a Patchouli force and just barely manages to hold on. But unfortunately, this is Junu trying to go for a trade here. Andy is on top, choosing to back out. Instead, just sitting around Lunchbox, expecting them to come for him at any moment. He's going to back off. This is a lot of pressure here on second. They actually don't manage to get this cap at all. Instead, is the pressure coming forwards. Math is the first to fall, but it's a counter pick coming straight away from Nikki, who ends up eating the dirt as well. So Alov sitting above on height. He moves just 2 seconds forward. There is just a soldier waiting for him, so he's going to have to stay back. One player down. Can't push out here. Stuck to sit on their last. Certainly, we might be hitting an interesting position where the enemy has forgotten to install the new round timer as Roger just goes straight in onto Doey. Can he find the follow-up? No! He's so low!
He does live. Also, I don't think they did. I do believe it's 4 minutes. It looked like it was.
It has been running 5 minutes the whole time.
Has it? It looked like
Yes.
it was 4 after a cap. Okay, fair enough.
Nope. It's on 5.
Oh well. Well, I
There
guess
should be 30 seconds left on this round. But,
yeah, in 30 seconds we're gonna have a problem, I suppose. If that is the case. Oh well. I guess Joey GUNZ can just be keen holding for a minute longer, right? If they really wanna, then whatever. It's their issue at the end of the day. Unless they did fix it and we just didn't even notice. They just fixed it like mid game or whatever. Maybe they did, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, there's another Uber push. It's the final one they have. Unfortunately, Luca immediately gets dropped out of the Uber by the sniper, so nothing you can do about that. It's a better Uber for the other side as well. If you're not careful, you might just get caught. The Ender Pearl's really stuck between a rock and a hard place. Starting to get into this last and just not finding anything. With Luca down now as well, it's just not working out at all. They have another opportunity, but they have to send it. Otherwise, that round timer is gonna run out. And they're going to be back to a mid-fight. So the closest opportunity they've had will fizzle away, slip out of their fingers. And they have to try again from the very start, which obviously is going to put a damper on things. Especially with 8.5 minutes left on the clock as well. Ender Pearls want to have a chance here. They really got to start stepping it up.
They have to
might
send
just
it.
get an Uber in time if they really go send it now.
It's 20 seconds. They don't have time to sit back at all.
Yeah, they need to move in now. Even
They're
if they
just
don't
going to
have...
sit. They're not going.
They're really trying to pray for that cap time work in their favor, getting that overtime out of
Trying
that.
to
but
manifest something. There's
Yeah.
9 seconds left.
they gotta go. There's the Uber. It comes in just about. The sentry gets taken out immediately. Obviously, it's a better Uber out of the side
2
of Joey
seconds.
GUNZ. No cap time means, though, no overtime. And, oh, they get just about a little bit on the edge, but it doesn't matter. It is going to be a round reset. Joey GUNZ stay in the lead for now. I mean, they would have anyway, but by 2 rounds instead of just 1, potentially. And Ender Pearls with 7 minutes left. Really gotta start finding something here.
They need to find an answer on these middles. They have not been winning them. Unfortunately for them, it is just Patchouli caught out time and time again, and also Luca Enderman having such a difficult little rounds of middles here. Third mid-fight only, but Yak has really been running a train on him so far. Once again, you can see he's just so scared of the pack, and Yak playing so far forwards here.
And knows he can get away with it because Luca's completely bullied out of position whatsoever. Has to wait for the rest of his team, and that just compromises the entire mid-fight already a little bit for the Ender Pearls in positioning. Matty's going with a high bomb here. Nice little frag onto Yak. Rush with the follow-up as well. What a nuke! Just the whole team getting bombed down by the soldiers single-handedly. Mattis and Roger again putting the team on their backs. Now it's only Alov and Juno trying to salvage this somehow, making something happen, but they're not really in a great position to do it unless Alov hits the nastiest direct you've ever seen, which unfortunately he didn't. And there you go, it's a 1 mid fight for the Ender Pearls. Crucially, it's a wipe as well, so it's a nice opportunity to really make something happen.
This is exactly what you want if you're the Ender Pearls. You have such a huge advantage, and you have the time to work with as well. You need 2 rounds, and you need them fast. Getting 1 in a situation like this is an opportunity you cannot miss. Sniper's up for the side of Junu. He's going to need to find an absolute worldie here to keep his team in the round.
Yeah, maybe he just does. That's kind of what he tends to do. Maybe Luca gets around the corner, it isn't going to be Ubered for long enough, you know, as it fades, but no. He's way too high up in the sky, and that's such a beautiful bomb. He cuts off Dowie from getting back into the respawn, which means he's absolutely cooked as well. No heals, no medic here at all, even if this fight goes completely south for the Ender Pearls, which is not looking like it's happening because there's so much cap time already. They would still be out ahead, even if they have to back off for a bit, get themselves healed up. Varnu is doing the Lord's work here, trying to do anything with this heavy, eating a lot of damage, dealing a lot of damage, and somehow just keeping this on, but it doesn't matter when nobody's on the point.
That is crazy that they actually managed to get that. That was really close, to be honest. Varnu does so much work, but it is just that early little pick. Luca Enderman doing such a good job cutting off Dowie's escape. Dies pretty late in the fight as well. Takes Dowie a while to actually go down, so there's no real spawner coming in either. And that just allows Ender Pearls to walk forwards, even give up sort of immediate positioning as well. They sort of never really have the high ground fully under control, but it doesn't matter. They just play the superior health, and unfortunately Heavy out just too little too late. Can't find the damage in time, and that means that now, 1 round on the board, they're going to need another one to crawl back in. But momentum looking a lot better than it was a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, they came out swinging with that mid-fight, and maybe it just might work again. Matthew's going for a high bomb, setting for the lamp instead. Rodisher as well, they're just going high all over the place. Lots of damage here, but eventually Varnu's the first to fall. Lots of damage dealt to the other side. Warped is in behind as well, being a bit of a nuisance. Alov already escaping with the rest of his team, so they're really just leaving Warp for dead. Seeing if he can salvage anything at this stage, but realistically, looks like it might just boil down to another 1 mid-fight for the side of Ender Pearls. Not as decisively this time around. And Warped eventually does get cleaned up as well, trying to be a little rat, but there's only so much. Still, there's only 4.5 minutes left on the clock, and if Joey GUNZ play this right, they can certainly stall that time out. They have to lock in a little bit. They can't just keep being willy-nilly. Finding Matthews there is pretty big. That's gonna slow things down significantly, and might just buy them that time they need.
It's a bit hard though. How'd you find this angle? 4 minutes to work with, the round timer. That resets, it is basically game over. 50 minutes, or 50 seconds rather, just not enough time. So the Ender Pearls very much on this 3-minute timer here to try and find a round on Granary. I think Ubers are even. Starts off with some kind of sack. You can see Mathis already taking a huge buff. Soldier spam is very close. Getting rid of the buff pretty much immediately. So how do you choose to play this? Have 2 minutes. You're going to have to figure something out.
Very aggressive for the hold on the Joey GUNZ side here. Eventually Matthews manages to bully his way in, but the bomb's not going anywhere. Varnu does get cleaned up though. Andy actually just charges on forward with the Uber as well, trying to find any un-Ubered players, making Dowie flash a lot, work for this Uber to be good, and actually somehow keeping everybody alive, while also Andy just manages to stay right in there. Now Ender Pearls just gaining the ground from that, seeing if they can parlay this forward. Lots of aggression out of Soldier. Unfortunately, Matthews just gets taken down, and unless Andy can switch in here and just start hitting some big meat shots like that onto Yak, lots of damage. They find him. They find Patchouli on the other side though. No heals now for the side of the Ender Pearls, and that might just spell doom for the rest of this push.
Yeah, this is so scary now. Dowie is up and he has massive advantage to work with. Roger doesn't fight the frag and it almost crumbles. So you can see Andy now, mission impossible, as he's in onto last, instantly shut down. So the back cap coming from a mile away. Now it is Dowie with a massive advantage, looking to take it to victory. As Warp finds the cleanup kill onto Mathis as well. We are bleeding players, and it is too slow here. 2.5 minutes left. This is not quite over, but with this massive advantage, they can look to push this right back onto middle, and it is so hard for the NFLs to stay in this round.
We may just be looking at an opportunity for Joey GUNZ to actually pick themselves up another round as they Uber on forward across mid as well, seeing if they can find anything with this. Perhaps a bit too ambitious. They get Rochester, I guess. Maybe it was even more of a force, now that I think about it, because, yeah, that accomplished nothing. And that might just be a saving grace for the Ender Pearls to keep themselves in this round, keep themselves in a chance of still equalizing the scoreline and having another opportunity to go to a golden cap, take another point off of Joey GUNZ and really put themselves forth as the victor, potentially, of this matchup. But they really have to start making moves. A minute 40 to get 3 points. It's not the easiest thing in the world, even if you have a bit of an advantage. You just gotta start right. Gotta get this into mid correctly as Matthews, nice little bump across. gets synced with the enemy soldier as well as Aleph actually gets cleaned up, and they're just gonna run right behind
they can wrap.
the entire enemy team. They're just wrapping around them. They don't have Uber yet either, so Dowie has to be really careful in trying to keep his team alive. Andy's chasing immediately. There's the frag.
The soldiers!
Oh my god!
They're wiping them. It's 2 up, and Vanu's just on the back cap on a mission to save that team. It is a lot of damage dealt, and this soldier is just barely not healthy enough to hold on. So Vanu actually gets the back cap, and that takes the win completely out of the sails here. Enderpearl's doing an excellent job pushing forwards, getting massive advantage, but they now have to crawl back on their own second.
He's not even going last.
They have forward spawners here. There's a minute left. Vanu's in, does get taken down, but with these forward spawners, they can't go in the middle.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Oh my god.
Oh my god. What a play from Vanu there. Getting that back cap is absolutely massive. Mathis gets cleaned up as well. This is Andy doing everything he can, but it doesn't matter. You need to cap mid still. And there's players in this forward spawn. How do you do this? It's 30 seconds. I think Joey GUNZ have done it.
The guerrilla warfare is finally working out in their favor. It's just everything from everywhere. Somehow Vanu slips and gets the back cap. Doesn't even go for the last cap either. Just taunting them with the idea of trying to be aggressive, and it doesn't matter how many frags they get here. With 17 seconds left on the clock, there is no chance they can get 2 points in that time, and the Ender Pearls will lose Granary. Yes, Varno has now put a sentry on the yard. Yeah, okay, sure, absolutely, lovely, wonderful, and there you go. Joey GUNZ win Granary, perhaps not as decisively as they could have or wanted to, and obviously they stumbled quite a bit on Metalworks, but ultimately it's going to be a tied scoreline for maps, each team taking 1, and Joey GUNZ really showing what they're actually capable of if they're not playing a map that they suck at, I guess. I don't know what happened on Metalworks. I'm sure that will be debated plenty in their map talks or whatnot. I'm sure that they do those, they take it that seriously. But yeah, that could have gone either way, and wowie. Quite a lot of momentum there at the end, though, for Ender Pearls. You got to give them credit where it's due. They almost had an opportunity to tie there as well. Was quite close.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so impressed to have Vanu with that final little back cap, saving that team in the final little moments. I think Roticher might be kicking himself a little bit there, not finding those final little rockets. Clean up onto Vanu, unfortunately, means that Vanu just manages to steal the round, because that was honestly... If the Enderpearls were going to win that, they had a massive advantage.
Yeah.
Andy was doing everything that he could to try and make it so. Unfortunately, in those dying little gasps, Joey GUNZ in control of that map for what felt like 25 minutes. Conceding that first round, it looked like they might be conceding a second, taking us to golden cap. But, just too little too late there.
Yeah, also, I mean, you were saying it, Andy. Yeah, really trying to put the team on his back that time. You know, casual 4.0 KD. as one does. On Granary, mind you, on Granary of all maps, you know, it happens. So, stellar performances from both teams in some ways, and then, you know, not so stellar in other ways, but what a matchup. This is going to be interesting for the playoffs implications, right? Because, as we mentioned already, both these teams very much contenders. And
I see Vanu in the chat. Please do not let this the last time we see the jetpack backburner pyro.
Yes, please.
Please do that again. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't care if it's bad and that you're bombing a sentry and you just get one shot. Don't care. Please keep doing it. It's so funny.
It's so good. I need to see more of it, and I know Beater is gonna love absolutely everything about it. Because can you imagine
If
you
it gets
actually
any
hit
kill,
the-
it's fun.
Yeah, imagine you hit
Any
the clip.
kill, it's hilarious.
You hit the clip, and Beater is going to be eternally thankful for it because he know that he's gonna make like a separate video for that. It's not even going to get the season highlights; it's getting its own video. He's the biggest shooter for that. Anyway, on that note, this match is over. There's a LAN coming up. At least one
Yes.
of these teams is going, and you can help LAN out. You can help us build a stage that the players will be playing on, so that you
be
can
watching
like
as
see
well.
them and you can
Imagine
watch
the
them.
vibes.
Yeah, the vibes are gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the stuffy basement in Poland. Donate.
But like huge, and like everyone's yelling.
Yeah,
Imagine if you can yell so loud that Batty can't calm anything and we win. Think about that.
exactly. There's
It's actually
three
a strat.
American teams coming. We need to defend our home turf, guys.
Yeah,
We
true.
do everything in our power to make it as hard for them as possible. We can't win with the food poisoning because their stomachs are just made of something else because all the slop they eat over there. So we gotta find a different way.
We're gonna do.
So donate to LAN.
We're gonna take Batty to Zapka. It's gonna be amazing. Other food stores are available, but please, guys, exclamation mark donate in the chat. I did it already earlier. Donate.poland.tf. And please help us make the biggest stage you've ever seen. It's gonna be really cool. It's an international LAN. A lot of people going. And it's gonna be so fun. But Sonny, do you have any other shoutouts? I'm so hungry.
Have you not had dinner yet? Well,
No.
you ought to get yourself some grub. That's it. That's it from us. We'll be back tomorrow with Mendham versus Sopranos, which just previewing is probably going to be a much different affair. But hey, we'll see. We'll see when that time comes. Till then, I guess we'll see you. We'll see you then. Yeah, stay tuned.
Bye.